Hello there, one and all. Going to sound a little different tonight, and in the last minute I had to put on this headset mic because on the other computer my audio interface all of a sudden disappeared and wasn't there. So just please bear with me tonight. I'll be sounding a bit different. Hopefully not that bad. In any case, tonight we are having the great sci-fi TV show themes of all time. This will be a multi-parter. I realized pretty early on, this is going to be a big one. And so what we're going to be doing tonight is I have put together a number of slides about these themes and the composers, lyricists, if it applies, and all sorts of fun facts about some of these themes. And what we're going to do is be arranging the brackets for the tournament. So this is kind of like the preliminary stages. There may be some competition tonight, though, because I will talk to our audience. I think maybe we might need to do a little inter-franchise competition to narrow down the themes that will be competing with others. You know, we have like a number of Star Trek themes that maybe should have their own internal conflicts and then take on the rest of the crew. But we'll see. It'll be basically talking about the tournament and kind of arranging it and learning about these themes, which is the fun part, because I learned a lot in putting this together, and I think our audience will be quite interested in knowing more about these themes and their composers. Without any further ado, I'm going to bring on this lady here. Hello, lady. How you doing?
Here.
All right. You seem a little quiet, or sound a little quiet, I should say. We'll see what our chat says. Let us know if Liza needs to come up and level, folks. Sounds like it to my ears, but we'll see what the mix is out there for the people.
Okay.
All right. Now, I'm not the only one having technical difficulties tonight. This gentleman is also crusading against problems. Hello, Mike. How you doing?
Oh, well, all right. It's been a crazy day.
Yeah, circuit breakers. That's what you're dealing with, huh?
Yeah, and the first thing the internet tells you is to call an electrician. I don't know if you've ever priced electricians.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully I do work around some, so I will be chatting with them tomorrow, and if they think there's a problem, maybe I can get a discount rate from one of them. I don't know.
Oh, man.
Side work, but hopefully it's just the cold.
Yeah. Well, hopefully,
we're having teens here.
We're going to be getting down into like 29 degrees Fahrenheit tonight here in North Florida. So it's
well, we're looking at 13 by morning.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch.
Yeah.
Watch out for those pipes freezing.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, and also we have this gentleman here, the one on the panel who speaks an ancient dialect of Anglo-Saxon Proto-English. Please welcome Mr. Archer Collins. Still only counts as one, Colin.
Merry it is will summon a loss with Fugler's song.
Och nu neheth, wind is blåst and weather strong,
Awesome.
said ancient. He said old English.
Yeah, that sounded real middle there.
That is probably some of the oldest early to middle English, like Anglo-Saxon, almost some of that.
Yeah,
Close.
so
Actually, intended. No, oddly enough, Welsh is actually I think Welsh is a Celtic dialect, so it's actually very little connected to English.
Hmm.
Same as Cornish.
yes. Well, we have talent among us. And then finally, last but not least, tonight, this guy was up late with the antiderivative Jill last night, doing some Back to the Futuring. Oh my goodness! And he must have gone to bed somewhere around daylight. So we'll see. He might be a little tired tonight, folks.
One rabbit suit coming right up. Look. Jesus Christ! I warned you.
So, how you doing, sir? Do 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 do. Yes, I think you are muted. He may have stepped away for a moment because he did come from Musings, Mr. Brown Alliance. Oh, hello.
Onte ite eloyes osne.
Awesome.
The pork Latin.
Yeah, I was gonna do my own version. Yeah, Welsh hadn't got fuck all to do with any other language, man. All the consonants and shit together. Yeah, I actually didn't. I haven't slept since yesterday's stream.
Oh, really?
Gosh.
Yeah, something every time something kept coming up all the way until I had to jump on George's stream. So
It's
Oh,
one of those
wow.
days, yeah.
yeah, it was a rough ride last night. You know, it was mostly fun. There
Mhm.
was one thing that was getting on my nerves.
Yeah, I could tell. All right. Well, but we're not going to engage in any internet drama here. But
Oh yes, we are.
yeah.
Oh yes, we are.
If I
So it's the follows. I mean, if you're tired and you don't want to battle today, you got to go to bed.
oh
Because-
no, just if you talk to me and I don't answer, you can just know I probably passed out. But
Oh no, he needs a real cortadito on his hand.
I'm ready for the sci-fi themes though. I'm not gonna miss that.
Okay.
yeah, I see Internet Help Desk in the chat there. It's been about a year. We scared him away with the holiday special a year ago.
We're not doing that this year.
No, we're not.
No, never again. Never again. Never. I mean, we couldn't even comment on it at how bad it was.
I
We had
thought it
nothing
was-
to say.
I thought it was going to be fun, just,
No.
riffing on it and stuff. But after a little bit, I'm like,
Frustrating.
oh my God. Yeah,
We got a better plan this year.
yes. Well, yes, folks. Next week, we are having some great musicians on. Gabriel Marin from Consider the Source, Dario from The Clear, and Steve, what is it, Vegro or
Gargano.
Vergano from Switzerland. Yeah, and so we have...
And maybe more. That's just so far what I got. So, we could have them coming and going next week. We'll
Yep.
see.
We're having a winter's solstice birthday bash for Mike, and but Gabriel Marin was on before on Earworms. Excellent guitarist, and also he plays some interesting folk instruments, like I think it's dutar and dombra, and like all these instruments that have also inspired Mike. So it's going to be a good one next week because when you have some talent that can play for you live on stream, it's always fun.
Yeah, there you go. And might even have a couple little surprises to spring out there. I've been
All
working on
right.
some stuff.
Sounds good. All right, but this one is going to be a two-parter. We don't know when part two is going to be because I know also Istophobos is jonesing to get back to Babylon 5. So we might be doing that the last week of December, and then we'll do part two of this in the beginning of January. I'm just not really ready to do the full tournament because, as you'll see, we'll probably even be adding some themes to this list. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it's not just me that's jonesing, by the way. Don't put it all on me.
Yeah, I want to get back to Babylon 5 for sure.
well, you also wanted to do this, so
Oh yes, of course, but you know, this is this couldn't come at a better time. Actually, yeah, kind of a sad week, and lost one of my great music mentors, and this is just
Sorry to hear that.
the perfect distraction, I think, because it's talking about music, all the things that I love, all the movies and well, not movies, but shows that I like, and so yay for earworms in this tournament. So
and like a lot of musicians, he was into like some sci-fi and fantasy.
my
He
goodness,
had a great
yes.
imagination,
yes,
and he would tie some of these concepts about, shall we say, parallel universes and
yes,
the quantum mechanics and things like that. He would tie that into music theory in a way, and
He was
you
brilliant,
couldn't be surprised because you'd be there listening to a lecture and you'd be hearing him talk about pitches and different modes and scales and stuff, and then white holes and everything. It was pretty bizarre.
A lot of people don't get just how nerdy most musicians are.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to imagine like Van Halen sitting around watching Star Trek. But I'm telling you, man, those hard living rockers loved a bit of sci-fi too.
Yeah, and Gabriel Marin, who's going to be coming on next week, he has a T-shirt that says "Da Mark and Jalad at Tinagra."
Tinagra.
Yes, I bet the back of the shirt says.
Gabriel's got a whole bunch of Star Trek and various sci-fi models that he showed me one time. So yeah, he's a total sci-fi nerd.
Very good. So here's our thumbnail. I decided to take a few liberties this time. I thought Yoda probably is a fan of the Tom Baker Doctor Who's. I just had a feeling, and there we go. Spock has a bigger harp than he sported in the show. But, and Mike, you're looking more like a hawk.
Yes, I am. I like it, man. I like it.
Yeah, remember, like, it's not so bad now, but back in the day, Star Wars was like chick repellent. So you couldn't let any of those groupies know that, you liked a bit of Star Wars.
And since you mentioned that, I realized I forgot the Star Wars TV themes. So that's why this is a meeting. We're going to be talking about what things also need to be added. I totally forgot about it.
So what Star Wars TV are you referring to?
Now here, I know this is going to be somewhat controversial here, so we might as well have.
The Mandalorian. I don't remember the Mandalorian theme tune being that.
Are we doing sort of motifs as well as opening and closing themes?
I'm trying to narrow it down a bit. We're going to be doing themes, like the opening themes. Of course, they're built upon motifs, but the themes themselves. And in fact, that's one of the things that's coming up, because I was thinking maybe the way to approach this is tonight to have a little competition between some of these themes where perhaps we could have just one representative of Star Trek and stuff where they compete with each other here. And I've only included 4 Star Trek themes. I
think
it should be just opening and closing themes. Otherwise, you're going to get like dun 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 dun.
Well, that's a movie. These are TV themes.
No, that's the Star Trek fight music.
Yeah, the fight theme. Yeah.
But it's not the opening. Yeah, no, I'm all for just doing an opening or possibly the closing theme.
Yeah, you do You did that,
I
and
agree with that, yeah.
I just throw Matt Smith's "I Am the Doctor" theme, and start doing little bits.
All right, so we'll
Yeah,
be talking about all this stuff.
Yeah, I think you're right. Given that several of the themes series that we're looking at have had several iterations of that series, I think you're right. It's only fair that there only be one theme from any particular, not necessarily
Yeah.
theme, any particular series.
Yeah, and for example, also coming up after this is Babylon 5, where there is 5 seasons of some changing theme
Yeah.
stuff there. But anyway, Star Trek, the original series, and I think this will be one of the big juggernauts of the overall competition.
Oh, not even close, man. Not even close. Sorry.
Okay.
No. I mean, I love it, and it's very meaningful to me. But it cannot compare to things like Space 1999 and UFO. And sorry, not a chance.
Even season 2 when they took the bongos out? Because, the bongos were kind of annoying there, but... Blah, blah. Oh, I should give a shout out to Flav, who stopped by before the stream and was kind enough to give us a super chat and said he cannot join us this evening. If he's catching us on the rewind, thank you very much, Flav. He wanks as high as anyone in Wome.
Okay.
So as long as you're not going to try to, gaslight us that Magnum PI was science fiction.
No.
Or Hawaii 5-0 to
no.
born in one of the, okay.
No, I was, really, I was there with you during the Back to the Future thing because I was finishing up, and man, it was, I really, the sci-fi themes are enough. Because if you think about it, after this, we got Babylon 5, but then we have the whole Jerry Anderson field of stuff.
Got another super chat.
Oh, wow. And who might that be?
The Internet Help Desk.
Oh, thank you very much. The desk of help is open, folks. Definitely also check out his channel. I guess you're still doing the gaming and stuff there. Internet Help Desk. But it's a cool gaming channel. What is it, the pirate game thing they've been doing? Kind of fun to hang out there and watch them.
Yeah,
but what does the super chat say, Liza?
It says, I got to head off to my own stream, but add my vote for UFO and Captain Scarlet. And does The Prisoner count as sci-fi?
The Prisoner definitely counts as sci-fi.
All right, that will be one we will add. Don't worry, we're going to actually do the competition in part 2. Because I added, because Colin suggested we do Tomorrow People, Blake 7, we got Thunderbirds, we got Captain Scarlet, and
Stingray on there.
UFO, of course, and Space 1999 Stingray.
Yeah, Jerry Anderson shows are going to dominate this because I'll tell you, they have
anything can happen the next half hour.
Well, yeah, between Dudley Simpson and Barry Gray, there's some great themes there. But we'll be talking about that coming up. Dudley Simpson has a number of the themes in this, and then we have the two that are a powerhouse in the American camp. I guess what is it? Stu Phillips and Glenn Larson, and the Buck Rogers and Battlestar Galactica themes.
Oh yeah, I think the Avengers do count as sci-fi, Gavin.
Okay, that'll have to be added.
If you do that, you've then got to do the new Avengers as well.
The Emma Peel Avengers, not, and then there's like Sapphire and Steel. Although, but yeah, not the not the Robert Downey Jr. Avengers, but the Mrs. Peel.
Well, if you do that, you've then got the 1970s New Avengers as well, which in some ways was probably even more sci-fi.
Well, I need to do something. Since I'm using my second computer here, which I primarily use for gaming, it does not have the folder on the desk where I was going to share some of these links. So, in fact, it doesn't have the update. It doesn't have the updated stream stuff that I made, but I think folks could probably just do a quick search if they need to hear the Star Trek original series theme. But we do have a little info on it here. It was composed by Alexander Courage. And it was originally called Where No Man Has Gone Before, from the famous line in the intro. I think probably the little, what would you call it? The little fanfare and intro monologue is probably the part of the theme that is the most... I guess timeless and separate from the theme itself. That's something that, always makes a Trekkie feel something whenever they hear that.
Yeah, I bet you overlooked one show that absolutely has the best Star Trek music.
The best Star Trek music that is
Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, that's Star Trek.
Oh, Galaxy Quest.
No, Star Trek the animated series.
Oh, well, we could add that in. Remember, this show looks like it's like this is our fact-finding mission.
I think it started off as a sound-alike for the Alexander Courage theme, but it ended up being like really, really better. So, also that part about the lyrics, I hate when they do that. They did that with the Buck Rogers and get these stupid, sappy lyrics that don't fit in at all just because
once again it was a producer. In this case, it's Gene Roddenberry wanting to put lyrics in that I think from all accounts it's like it was never intended to even really be used. It was just there to get 50% of the
they don't call him Glenn Larceny for nothing.
Yeah, and Glenn Larson did that with Buck Rogers.
Well, and of course, let's not forget the best Star Trek theme of all. Star Trekking across the universe.
Oh, man, are we going to do the Bill Murray? Star Wars, nothing but Star Wars. Give me some Star Wars. Dun, dun, dun,
Wait a minute. You mentioned we did talk about the holiday special earlier. Carrie Fisher did sing lyrics to the Star Wars theme at the end of that. There actually were lyrics to it at that point.
No.
And here comes Darth Vader in his big black mask. Did he scare you as much as he scared me?
The Vader that stole Christmas or stole Life Day. Not
directly connected, but the first time I found out that there are actually lyrics to the tune that we know of a science fiction novel was at the end of The Ship Who Sang by Anne McCaffrey. It's the first time I realized that the last post actually has lyrics.
Oh, I cut you. My audio cut out like basically everything you said until the end.
Yeah, I heard it cut out a little bit too.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, could you repeat that, Colin?
Okay, yeah, sorry. I said slight tangent, but talking of tunes that have words, the first time that I found out that the last post, I think you call it taps, actually has lyrics to it, was in Anne McCaffrey's The Ship Who Sang. I knew I was aware of the tune. Obviously, I've heard it played at funerals and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
There's actually words. There are actually lyrics to that.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. Or at least there are lyrics in it which Anne McCaffrey quotes.
Okay.
She did actually do music for other books.
Are you sure she didn't write them?
I was going to say, thinking about it, I had the pleasure of actually sending her an email many years ago. Now she passed away years ago, now, and she came back about suggesting that she do a book of lyrics from the Pern novels. and she came back and said she was going to do that in Israel, but they were going to have a war or something. So it's possibly sometime in the 80s. But I suppose it is possible. Oh, like robot.
Oh, no. Yeah, so Taps is a bugle call.
Mhm.
It has no official lyrics, but
right.
many authors have written their own.
Oh, right. Okay, fair enough.
Yes. Probably Carrie Fisher even did it. All right. Well,
Now you're dead. 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 I'm so sad. Now you're dead.
if anyone starts doing that, here we go.
Next we'll get my copy of the ship thing.
I do have a little note there to play video clip number 1. So definitely we are going to have Star Trek the original series in the overall tournament.
Bill Hatch was the head of the music at Desilu, and Star Trek was a Desilu production. So he said, listen, he said, how would you like to write a theme for this thing? And we'll see, if Roddenberry likes it. When I was a little kid and I used to listen to the radio, there was a song by Richard Whiting called Beyond the Blue Horizon. And it had a long tune. And underneath this tune, they used to have usually an accordion player or something like that. You're going ticka 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 ticka. You see, about triple time. You see, so on, with this long tune and all of this ticka 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 underneath it, the train. I thought, well, I should have a long thing that goes out into space, and it keeps going out into space, and everything's going to be long, long, long. And it goes lyrically, as it were, without lyrics, over a fast-moving accompaniment, and that's it. Well, I did it in a week, and between working at Fox, and I don't know, there must have been about a half an hour of music at least in it.
Okay.
And that was it. I composed it, orchestrated it, and conducted it.
And do you recall how big the band was?
It wasn't very big. It was 20, 22, maybe, somewhere in there.
Do you have any memories of the recording session? I'm assuming
Yes,
it was done in
yes.
one day.
Oh, yeah. It was done in one session. I mean,
In other words, in an afternoon, perhaps?
in the morning and in the afternoon,
Okay.
sort of 10 to 1 or 2 to 5 or something like that.
What do you recall about the recording session?
Well, I remember that, for instance, we had, there was a fellow in town named Jack Cookerly, who had been playing with various kinds of strange things on guitars. And this is just at the absolute bare beginning of the synthesizer. We had a Yamaha something or other, which was a very early primitive Japanese synthesizer, and which I didn't believe in anyway, and I still don't. But in fact, Jerry Goldsmith doesn't use that much anymore. And so the one thing I do recall about what happened after the session was over was I went into the booth and we were all sitting around and they were talking about the fact that they had not been able to get the proper kind of sound for the spaceship going across the screen as, in the beginning, the main title. And so I said, well, what's the matter? And they said, well, we've tried electronic things and we've tried this and that. I said, look, you can't, it won't cost you anything. Give me a microphone and give me the picture. So I went out on the stage and watched the screen. And as it went by, there was the microphone. I just went, and that's what they used.
Interesting stuff there. We're back. Yeah, I know that when I play video clips like that, it does mute everybody for a little bit, but you're all back now, I believe.
Hopefully, should be.
Yes, we're alive.
You're all speechless. The great Alexander Courage.
Or it
So
might be Memorex. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. I never thought somebody talking about something I'm interested in so deeply could be so boring.
oh well, but
It's a good thing he's the composer and not a speechwriter. He's also speaking in mono, which was weird. The
yeah,
interviewer was coming in both ears, but the
yeah. That's how it is on YouTube. I found that on YouTube. But that's interesting that the Enterprise swooshing sound is supposedly him, according to him.
I'm sure they put some
Yeah, they sped it up a bit. But yeah, that is the one thing, a swoosh in space. But I guess you need to have something there, some sort of cue. But anyway, there we go. So Alexander Courage, and you mentioned Jerry Goldsmith there, because in The Next Generation, the theme here was actually taken from, part of it. It did have the intro with the Star Trek fanfare and from the original series. And instead of William Shatner's line, Picard says that it's where no one has gone before, as opposed to no man has gone before. And other than that, the rest of the theme actually was borrowed from the motion picture theme, but sped up a bit. And actually sped up significantly. And the motion picture theme was by Jerry Goldsmith, who we have right here.
Yeah, that one's a banger, man. That thing, you really need like a good sound system or headphones to get the full grandiosity of Jerry Goldsmith.
And I do have a Goldsmith video clip here that we can check out as well. Let's see if he it excites folks more than Alex Courage.
The next leg of the journey could not be completed until Robert Wise recruited the right composer, Academy Award winner Jerry Goldsmith.
When we got to doing the score, Jerry Goldsmith, who had done a marvelous score for me on Sampa, was going to do the score.
It's so exciting. You hear music coming alive with an orchestra, a big orchestra on a scoring stage, and everybody gets thrilled and excited and all that. And Bob was mildly, and he smiled. And
I listened to the first couple of pieces, and it didn't seem quite right to me. It seemed like I got visions of sailing ships somehow.
The scene of the flying up to the Enterprise was a big bombastic piece, and we all thought it was so wonderful. And finished the sessions, and I'm patting myself on the back, and everybody's patting. It's great and all that. And
Bob grabbed me, pulled me out in the hallway. We walked down the hall. I said, well, what do you think? And I could never lie to Bob. I couldn't get away with it even if I wanted to. I mean, it's impossible. So I said, well, I think it sounds like, sailing ships. And he says, well, I think it sounds like Conestoga wagons. What do we do?
And he couldn't really articulate what was bothering him. He instinctually knew what was bothering him, but he couldn't say what was bothering him. So I said, we got to do that all over again. And so I was crushed.
Those were pretty frightening moments. Those are the type of moments where if you were going to start having a breakdown, that's when you were going to start doing it.
I said, well, what's bothering you? And he finally said, there's no theme. And I started thinking, theme? Oh, it was a love theme. I'd written a love theme. There was no Star Trek theme. And I said, oh.
Yeah, when we took a little break.
Okay, so we'll stop it there. But that's something you can look up on YouTube if you want to see that little discussion there. But I thought that was interesting because one of the problems I had with some of Goldsmith's work is that he's done a lot of great scores, but he's also done a lot of so-so scores. And one of the things that we talked about when we did Legend over a year ago is we definitely preferred the Tangerine Dream score because there was themes in it, and the Goldsmith score just kind of like, I mean, you couldn't sing back any part of it or anything. But definitely, you know, by the end, at least, when they worked it out, this film did have a strong theme to it. And I do love the score for this film, the motion picture film. And that's where they basically got the Next Generation theme from.
Yep.
That hadn't occurred to me before, but of course, I think we're doing a lot of talking about the music themes because presumably if we actually play the themes, you're going to get hit with copyright.
Yeah, and probably I might get hit there with that one because it was leaking through. But I think I'll be able to click that thing where it's like erase song, and it basically like takes out the music but keeps the speaking in.
But it does tend to mean, of course, that if anybody's not familiar with any of the theme tunes we talk about, they're not going to be able to hear them.
Well, that's what I was going to have, is I was going to paste the links to the themes in the chat as we go. But since I had to start on a different computer, I don't have that file there to paste those links in. But all the themes that we're talking about are things that you can look up on YouTube. If you type in Star Trek Next Generation theme, you'll get it. You know, and you'll be able to play it. So when we actually have the tournament, I will pop links in the chat. But for tonight, in this whole setup, and I guess shall we say, you know, we're finalizing what competitors are going to be in this thing. For tonight, I think we'll be okay.
Well, we could also kind of put together a little playlist in the video description box later.
I do have the links in the description box, though, yes. Okay. So if you go to the video's description, in order of presentation on the show, you'll see the list of the theme and the link to it on YouTube so you can hear it.
All right.
I just can't drop it in the chat because I'm on a different computer. Last minute technical difficulties.
Hold on, let's see.
I found a way to troubleshoot it.
Okay, well, hopefully we'll be able to get that because I do need to use the good mic for work. All right, Star Trek Deepest Space Nine.
Yeah, that's where they said, let's get something Star Trek-y, but like 5 times more boring.
No, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous theme.
It's to indicate isolation and distance.
I agree. I use it to go to sleep with almost every night.
But Dennis McCarthy, the composer of this score, was a longtime Star Trek composer doing incidental music, that meaning the music within the episodes themselves. And he'd been doing that for a long time and got this opportunity and did win an Emmy for it. I didn't know there was such an Emmy, but this is what it is. It's called Outstanding Individual Achievement in Main Title Theme Music.
Oh, yeah. They have a whole slew of musical related.
Well, I know they do have that, like for films, best score of the year or things like that, but the wording of this was a little weird. Outstanding individual achievement in main title.
Like, what if 2 guys wrote the theme? Then do they also have outstanding group achievement? That is a weird wording. I'll definitely agree with you there.
Yeah, and maybe I should have capitalized the word theme there. Oops. Well, anyway, yeah, I mean, it is I think it's a good theme. It does definitely give you that sense of being kind of out there and kind of like distance from everything, and also kind of anchored where you're at. Although I know that we do have Babylon 5 coming up, so there is
a tough one.
It's well, not just between the themes, but also between the shows, because I guess we still do have some tribal warfare going on here. But I would say that the theme was best without the ostinato stuff.
Yeah, I was very upset when they, I guess when the Dominion War started, they put in that weird ostinato that, and
Boom,
they
boom,
picked
boom,
up
boom,
the
boom, boom,
tempo,
boom,
and
boom,
I'm
boom.
like, no, no, you ruined it. No, it didn't need that. Anyway,
I'm gonna
Mm.
put the Star Trek animated series theme in the chat. I have it
All
here.
right. Well, I put that on my list here. The Star Trek animated series plus The Prisoner was another one that we're adding. And now I did mention that I forgot any of the Star Wars stuff. Now, all the Star Wars TV themes would be Disney era, and so I'm trying to separate some of the
yeah, we
shows
don't.
themselves from the themes.
We don't count those.
Because actually I
But
do
we
like the
have
Mandalorian
to.
and Boba Fett themes.
Look.
The music in that was good.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Despite what they did to Star Wars, the themes in Boba Fett, the opening themes, and in Mandalorian, man, that's creativity.
Boom,
That's
ba-dum,
at
ba-dum,
first I thought they were
ba-dum,
jarring, but it's like,
ba-dum, 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 ba-dum.
and then you hear the counterpoint between these odd sounding instruments. It's like, this is so ensemble organum. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I don't remember the Boba Fett theme, but I do the Mandalorian. But it got used so much. The little, the sort of whistle, the flute.
Da, 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 da.
But it was belted by men. Oh, it was gorgeous, gorgeous. It's so it. I mean, this guy must be a big fan of medieval music. He must.
Well, I mean, we're going to look into that because there's two names there. There's Ludwig something who was like the composer, but it seems like that's the person that came up with the theme material. And then there was the arranger orchestrator. And I think the arranger orchestrator is the person that also deserves so much praise for taking these themes and transforming them the way he did in the episodes. And how, just taking some of these musical ideas and then transforming them in such a way that, the leitmotif of the concept undergoes transformation based on the drama, just like it used to do in like Wagnerian operas and so forth. And so, but anyway, so I put that in the list there, but we're going to come back here to where we're at now, and that's Dennis McCarthy. And I have a little video related to him, but I don't remember what it is. Let's see.
The Ultimate Voyage, coming to a city near you, is the music of Star Trek. And one of the most prolific, maybe the most prolific writer of Star Trek music is Dennis McCarthy. Dennis. Wow. Wow.
Pleasure. Thank you.
You've written more music than most classical composers.
Star Trek was my college, in a sense. My education came from Star Trek. I mean, I had done MacGyver before that and Dynasties and Colbys and all that stuff, which were great. But Star Trek, I was really given rein. I mean, they just said go. What I would do is I'd watch the scene once, and I'd sit at the piano. As Stravinsky said, the piano is the mother of all music, and I would just start to play. So it was instantaneous, simultaneous, no planning, no sketching, nothing. And I just start writing it out, or fully orchestrated. I just never went to a sketch.
And I'm looking into your eyes, and you were terribly moved by the music you wrote. This is the kind of music that people in the audience are going to hear at The Ultimate Voyage. Your music put to Star Trek episodes. It's going to be wonderful.
All righty. Interesting little presentation there. Star Trek Voyage. I don't know what that was, but it was something when Shatner was a little younger than he is today. Do we have people there? I think I think
I'm trying to. I mean, I don't know.
I'm
what
putting
this
people
is.
to sleep.
Yep.
You were showing. Was this a documentary done about Star Trek? What was Star Trek?
I
1?
don't know. Is something called Star Trek? I don't know. I don't research this.
Well, you should have. Oh yeah.
There is
You don't
some-
know.
I don't
Nobody.
research the video clips. You know.
There is something very weird about that picture.
This is a very difficult thing to do, to talk about theme songs and not be able to play any music.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
like,
Thank
when
you,
we're
YouTube.
quiet, I'm switching over, to listen to a different tab, and so.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I think we're still here. I know all these songs by heart, but I
Yeah.
want to listen while we're talking. But
Well, and speaking of Jerry Goldsmith, he did the Voyager theme, which I thought was, a good theme. Of course, if you're doing any kind of binge watching of it after a bit, it does kind of, it's something that's meant to be heard every week, not like multiple times in an evening. But it is a pretty theme.
yeah, Voyager makes me realize that Deep Space Nine wasn't so bad. It's like they just got more pussified with every show, culminating with the Enterprise super gay Faith of the Heart. Like
The ironic thing with that is I agree with you, but the ironic thing is I think that the theme tune, the Enterprise theme tune, for me actually works with the credit with the credit scene you get. The credit scene you get works for what they're trying to achieve, but I agree it's not a Star Trek theme tune.
yeah, it's boring as hell, and it definitely fits the show.
Oh, and I quite enjoyed Voyager mode on and off. Sorry,
Yeah, we are also talking about themes here. So, but I think it's a very nice theme song. I mean, it's just when we were watching the series, like multiple episodes in a night, it did after a while. Yeah. But the DS9, I did prefer. Yeah, as Robot says, DS9 was an ambient theme.
Yeah.
And but it is beautiful in that way. It's a different thing, and it kind of like gives you the feeling of that loneliness and being off in the distance in a station and an outpost, so to speak. But here we go. Jerry Goldsmith came back for this, and loneliness and hope. You can hear the loneliness and hope in the theme as well. French horns doing their thing.
I wonder if I wonder if he misread it and did loneliness and hopelessness.
Maybe.
The
Oh, go ahead. I was going to play a clip, but
I'll say the ironic thing for me is that Voyager, of course, is another one of the ones where they don't do the voiceover, and yet of all the Star Trek shows, Voyager is the one that comes closest to boldly going when it's the one that comes closest to it.
No, they're boldly coming back from where no one has gone before. And the fact is they're not boldly, they are stupidly coming back. And yet somehow they're running in circles, retracing their paths and running into the same people all the way back to that. Dude, this slop was written by TV writers. They're like, oh, there's this good Hill Street Blues episode. We'll just convert it to Voyager, and then without realizing, it's supposed to be science fiction, that you can't really get stuck in a police car and we'll figure it out. Like, the show was retarded.
Hold on. Peter Jurassic from Babylon 5's Peter Jurassic had several guest spots in Hill Street Blues. That makes Hill Street Blues science fiction. I want Hill Street Blues on this list.
Oh my goodness.
No, I don't know.
Next we'll be putting the Taxi theme song on the list.
They didn't do a voiceover. It just showed they gave up on the show even before it started.
Yeah, no,
Like,
I agree with you on all that. What I'm saying is that the idea of the show was it was the first one where, for most of the time, they were supposed to go into unknown territory, which is what the voiceover is about. That's what I found ironic. But yeah, I mean,
yeah. The only reason it managed to stay on as long as it did was 7 of 9's ass, and the show was about to get canceled, and and they brought her in, and that got a lot of teenage boys, watching it for at least 5 minutes each week. And
oh well, I don't know. I did enjoy it. I mean, I haven't seen it until Liza and I watched it a few years ago, and because I guess at that time when it was released, I was like watching Babylon 5 and stuff, so I didn't really see it originally, but then when I saw it after the fact, I was like, oh, this is all right. I mean, Janeway did kind of wear me out a little bit with her voice.
And the most useless, incompetent security chief you've ever seen. They're always getting taken over. It was more like the show had a lot more in common with Star Wars than Star Trek. It wasn't science fiction. It was made up space fantasy bullshit of the week. But
well, I don't know. Tuvok.
I do.
I don't know.
But like in Star Trek, we recorded like the first 30 minutes of the music, and we all thought it was so wonderful, and it sounded great. It was a 100-piece orchestra, and it sounded magnificent. And there's something very ego-satisfying for composers. I could say, I have a 100-piece orchestra. Frankly, I think it's a lot of nonsense. You can only get so much noise on a soundtrack. Anyway, we recorded, we thought it was wonderful, and then next day I get a call from Bob Wise, and he says, it's not working.
It's the same thing again, same story, but that goes back to the motion picture thing where they felt there was a lack of theme in that, and so... But anyway, they worked it out and got some theme in there. I decided to have some video clips this week, but I didn't know if they're working out as great as I thought. But here we go. Here's a crowd pleaser. We have Babylon 5. I'm wondering who's in the costume. They could literally put anybody in there. And, yeah, it's hard to find pictures because the cast was extensive. Something kind of interesting because, I was looking at some of these pictures wondering which one to include, and I was like, oh, wow, the cast is actually pretty big. And it's like, all right, we do want to have Veer and Malari. We do want to have Lanier and Delenn.
Oh,
we do want to have...
isn't in there.
Well.
I just realized if the Narns have any equivalent to like, I don't know, some kind of birth defect, that's where you would get Neelix. Which is the number one problem with Voyager, by the way. But
what, Neelix?
Yeah. Oh, God. Call him Chicken Man. But yeah, if you had like a mutated Narn that rolled around in some hair growth serum, you end up with Neelix, who,
come on. They needed someone to foil Tuvok, and I think they did it pretty well. I don't know.
His hair was a little bit.
Tuvok's incompetence foiled himself. He didn't need anybody else.
But the guy that played Neelix, that actor, also played a Ferengi in the past. He was one of the crew of the ship that took Walaxana Troy.
Yeah.
They got Dr. Phlox was Neelix done right, and they finally got it right for Enterprise.
I think also that
I didn't like Dr. Phlox.
I think Ethan Phillips was also
Ethan Phillips. Yep, that's Neelix.
Played one of the characters' parents in the security officer's father in the Orville, or was that the Doc? Was that one?
I've never seen the Orville.
I've got a feeling Ethan Phillips was in that. I might be getting him confused with Robert Picardo.
Ethan Phillips and Robert Picardo.
No, they
the
both
Doctor.
They've both been in a number of things, and as various aliens. I'm thinking.
Yeah, Robert Picardo. There, the Doctor. Was I think the best character in Voyager.
Yeah, you had to have enjoyed the Robert Picardo episodes. I mean, they were funny, entertaining.
Yeah, he could sing.
They weren't just funny at all. They were also, some of those ones were also quite emotional. Like, for example, the first one where he goes back and he's the one that's able to communicate back to Earth and things like that. That I think he had some quite emotional themes linked to him. So powerful. He was so powerful that apparently 1,000 years in the future, after he comes back, they decide they don't need human medical officers, and they can have their entire medical staff is going to be all holograms. So therefore, when the power gets hit out, they've got no medical staff.
Interesting that.
At an academy.
Wow. Okay. That's stuff to think about. All right. Christopher Franck composed not only the themes, I need a D at the end of that word, composed all the themes as well as the incidental music for all seasons of the show. So it was one composer throughout. In season 1, we have call it the classic theme. It's... And it does get reused for some closing credits here and there in the following seasons. And it has the Sinclair monologue at the beginning. And then season 2, we have kind of leading up to the Shadow War. It's a bit more of a... it's more of an intense sounding theme. And it does sound very warlike. And it has the Sheridan monologue, pretty much about the same monologue. It's just a different voiceover. And then season 3, that Shadow War theme kind of like gets spiced up even more. And then we, I think in season 3, it's Ivanova. I don't know if I spelled that right, but Ivanova does the monologue there. And then we have season 4. A more militaristic sounding theme, and that season was definitely more tactical in the battle to retake Earth and everything. That there was more of like a military strategy and so forth throughout that season. So it did sound appropriate, and the monologue had the different characters speaking it. And then finally, season 5, it was like some sort of Gaelic theme. It was a bit different, and the intro had some audio clips from the prior seasons, some of the famous quotes and stuff, and it just didn't quite sound right to me.
Yeah, no, me neither.
Yeah, well, I found it very off-putting when season 5 started. But I noticed it was always something that just kept coming back into my head. And after a few years, I just sort of fell in love with it. But it definitely took a while. It was not hitting on all cylinders at first.
You mean the theme or the...
Yeah, the season 5, because it's complete. All the others are related, and this one just came out of
Well,
nowhere.
the theme itself sounded kind of interesting. I mean, it was more of the intro for me that was rough, with the audio clips of different scenes.
Oh, I see. But I was talking about the, dun 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 dun. Yeah, I found that off-putting at first, but years later, it's like, man, I kind of love this.
The clips and so on are kind of appropriate, given that the entire season 5 was a combination of stuff stuff they had to put in quite rapidly, and
that was season 4. They had to cram everything in.
No. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is season 5 they had to either come up with new stuff reasonably quickly, or stuff that they had to cut out from season 4 because season 4 was so crashed. That's what I meant. Season 4 was a question of, for example, I'm convinced that one or two, I can see which other characters one or two storylines were supposed to have been about.
Yeah,
Yep.
I can actually prove how bad Voyager was. Because 50% all the episodes could be solved by go around it. There, done. 10 seconds, problem solved. Oh, and then there's another handful of like, let's not go back the way we came. And then, you maybe have one season of real shit happening.
Yeah, and genetics were fast, man. How Paris and Janeway turned into those lizard things.
Oh,
That episode
and
was hard.
turned back
Yeah,
after
That
mating.
episode, yeah, it wasn't that great.
See, that's the difference. I didn't find it any worse than all of the others, and even than everyone else.
I don't know.
I like the return to what was it, the '90s, and where they met that girl that was like an astronomer and everything. That was kind of fun. Although they kind of made out the people to be kind of like what was it? The guys that were in their own kind of bunker or something like that. They kind of went extremist on that. They thought probably Waco, Texas was recent, and they're like, oh, we got to put some of that in here.
Yeah, I don't want to say Straczynski was a lot smarter than Brandon Braga, but just in the way they planned to do Crusade, is you thought it's like a 5-year mission, but they were going to solve the plague like in the first season and then go out and do other things. They should have brought Voyager back after 1 or 2 seasons, and then send them out and on long haul exploratory missions again. But the problem is when you have like 85 episodes, 7 like no man, it's like 120 something. You have 7 seasons when all you're going to do is tease them to get home, but they're going to have to pull the rug out from under you because the show ends when they get home. So it's just, it's another fake out. It's another fake out. But if they had actually gotten home in a couple of seasons, maybe brought on some new characters, killed off Harry Kim, interesting. Then you would have been back with a proven deep space exploration vessel and crew. And it's like, by the way, we found this stuff on the way. Well, why don't you go back out there and do this and this and this? Yeah. And it would have been a much more interesting show. But instead, it's just every other episode, we found a fast way home. Gee, how do you want to bet it's not going to fucking work, huh? What do you think? Because that's the only trick they had in their bag.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, I found I find the last episode odd, or the ending of Voyager oddly in 2 minds, because I really do like the way they ended up, and the last lot where they end up when they're going back, when they're being escorted, and where the last line is Janeway's last line from the pilot, set course for Earth. But on the other hand, I would sort of like to have seen one more episode.
Yeah, it was a little rushed.
No, not so much that, but one more where they get back to Earth and see the ramifications of them getting back to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously got 70. They've been gone 7 years. We know that Janeway's relationship has broken.
Yeah.
I'm sure many of the others ones have done, but
yeah, they provided kind of like a possible future at the beginning of the episode, and then went into the ending, and it just all kind of ended. Wham bam, thank you, and yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say,
felt kind of rushed to me. Yeah,
you get mentally deficient TV writers, and one of them, read the first paragraph of a physics paper that they didn't fully understand, nor did they finish the rest of it. And that's how you get something like fluidic space. TV writers.
Yeah.
Well, although species 7-5, whatever they are, that was what they originally wanted to make the Borg, but they didn't have the special effects capability or the budget to do that. Originally, the Borg were conceived as these insect-like hive beings. They were cool.
Yeah.
The idea that they lived in water was
a bit odd.
I can't. Yeah.
But I like how they had that fake Earth and the fake Federation thing all set up just for training.
Yeah, think about the logistics of that. How in the war again?
Well,
TV writers.
Yeah, but they probably based it on the fact that, as I understand it, is actually the Russians actually had an entire American town.
Yeah, because they are like 25 hours away at most.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is
not living in a different dimension, and they had a whole country to choose from.
Yeah,
to pick
no,
their
I would
sources
imagine. I would imagine that's where they got the idea from. But yeah,
yeah, again, it's another 20th century show that they just transposed on the 24th century without making accommodations for technological changes and stuff like that. That's probably exactly, you're right. It's probably exactly where they got it from without really thinking it through.
Well, here we have a little bit of a video clip. Let's see what we got here.
What did you do? Did I get delivered here? Somebody tell me, please. So confusing me. Clouds as mean as you've ever seen. Ain't a bird who knows you're true. Then a little voice inside you whispers.
There we go. That's kind of like.
I was thinking, I don't remember that. I don't remember that episode at all.
No,
Oh gosh.
I was trying to work out when that was. I was trying to work. I mean, obviously it wasn't.
That was
trying
actually
to work out
quite.
which season it was, and then I realised, well, hold on a second, it must be at least 2 separate seasons.
Yeah, that's hilarious though. No,
because
the first 5 seconds, I'm like, man, I don't remember this.
This is what I wanted to do with Enterprise's opening sequences.
Yes.
Kind of like, but with Walker Texas Ranger.
Yeah.
Theme.
Was that from another show? That scene? Then I didn't recognize the music.
I don't. I recognize it from somewhere, but I don't remember what it was. It was something from the '80s.
Full House. It's the girls' home with the all the girls and the old lady with the
I forget what that was called.
I'll unboomer it in a second.
Yeah, I forget. It was like Natalie and Blair and.
Yep.
Yeah. So that. Whatever. But anyway, no, it was actually Christopher Frank. I don't know who did that, but it is on YouTube. You can find that somewhere. And I came across it. But here's a little bit of Christopher Frank. Now, this is probably before he did Babylon 5, but.
Facts of Life.
Facts of Life. And here's Christopher Frank, who did not compose.
Well, I spent 20 years really trying to be myself. That was probably the biggest challenge, to try music which is original. So I started really out as a drummer and being classically trained, but I played also jazz, but I also found there must be something new and original in music. And that, I think, was appealing for directors and producers in film music. They always are on the look for something new to express feelings and do something to hype the audience in a way. And therefore, 20 years of exploration with instruments led me really in film music in a natural way. Well.
All right, so that's Christopher Frank, who was the composer for Babylon 5. Interesting how they went at first with Police drummer. Forgetting name. Stuart Copeland. They did Stuart Copeland and then went Christopher Frank, and both were drummers. So they were going with composers that had...
I don't think I'd realised before that Christopher Frank was German, but it's a German name. So.
Oh, yeah, it was in Tangerine Dream. That was one of the krautrock bands.
All right.
Yeah, with Edgar Froese and I think it's Johannes Schmeling. Yes.
Kind of weird that they had a more conventional music for the European version of Legend. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh no! Come
I know
on.
that tune.
We
I know
have
that
that.
tune in one.
Yeah, that is coming up. But first, we have Blake 7, or is it Blake's 7?
Blake.
My God, I've never even seen this show. When was this? Looks like
This was somewhere in Britain.
1970s.
Oh, okay.
1970s.
Was it any good?
Yes, it has.
It's excellent.
Let's put it this way. It's in the 1970s. We were at the height of what we called the Troubles in Northern Ireland. At one point, one of the cast members described the series as from the government's from the point of view of the Federation, who were the bad guys, that our heroes were the IRA. It also has, for my personal mind, the joint best ever final scene on TV ever.
Well, this is something I do need to check out because I have not yet. But following your advice, Colin, it will be in the competition. And what we'll need to decide is, do we want to narrow down the Star Trek stuff first and stuff this week so that, we know, so that there's just one Star Trek contender, and maybe Babylon 5, we should select our champion theme from that. So that's part of what we'll be deciding, but this will definitely be part of it. It's something I got to check out, but I did check out the theme, and the theme is pretty cool. And we do have the composer. Then the composer is Australian composer Dudley Simpson, who I recognize the name because he composed the incidental music for Doctor Who, Genesis of the Daleks, that we did the past couple weeks. Okay. And then I did more research, and he did a lot of sci-fi work around this time, and he's going to be appearing in another one that's coming up, another series that we're doing. I'm
not massively musically sensitive, but as far as I'm aware, I don't think there are any major changes for the theme tune for any of the 4 seasons, the 4 season series of Blake. So there's interesting, actually, you can tell it's so very thoroughly 1970s BBC, because you see every so often, if you talk to, you see interviews, every so often they would be filming in one corner of a quarry, and in another corner of a quarry they'd be filming Doctor Who. And if you watch this, if you ever get around to watch it, there are so many times you think, okay, if you take the people out, am I watching this or Doctor Who? Because it's similar filming locations and so on.
Well, there's something about the video clip that StreamYard wouldn't accept it. So this video clip that I have here, I'm not able to play for you folks, but there is an interesting interview out there that includes Dudley Simpson and Dick Mills. Dick Mills was the sound designer for a lot of the Doctor Who episodes, including Genesis of the Daleks. So they worked kind of closely together with the incidental music and the sound effects and stuff like that. So it's kind of interesting seeing them talk together. But there is, on YouTube, you can search their names, Dudley Simpson and Dick Mills, and find that, and it's worth checking out. Unfortunately, I can't share it with you here. But Doctor Who will be part of it, and I guess we're going to be primarily thinking the theme up until, including the first half of Tom Baker's run, probably, and then there was like a little bit of a extension added to the theme at that point, like towards the second half of Tom Baker or the last few seasons. That extension was added to it. But I think we could consider it as one theme. We'll just consider the classic theme to be the theme that's represented.
Interestingly, one thing I'm still not sure if I like or not, is when Russell T Davies, when he came back, retconned the start of the theme tune, that it's the heartbeat of a Time Lord, the bum 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 bum. It's the he wanted, because the Time Lords have two hearts, etc. He semi-retconned that to be the bum 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 bum, as the heartbeat of the sound of the Time Lord's heart makes.
Oh, okay.
I gotta say that was a clever move. I normally don't like those kind of things, but that was a good one.
Yeah, it was. I said, I'm genuinely in two minds about something. Actually, no, hold on a second. No. Take my mind out. If you say RTD1 did it, so that's okay. That's fine. He did it back when Doctor Who was still good.
Yeah. Well, Ron Grainer was the composer of the theme, but it was realized and arranged by Dahlia Derbyshire, who was at the BBC Radiophonic Workshop, where they did a bunch of experimental music and electronic music. And so
I gotta call a flag on the plate. These all seem like fake names. I'm sorry. No, nobody's gonna name their kid Delia Derbyshire, especially back. These are fake.
Really?
No, I'm just being silly.
Okay.
But I mean, you gotta admit it. It's weird. Radiophonic, Derbyshire, like that sounds like a sauce you put on an overcooked steak.
Yeah, Derbyshire sauce.
It could be worse.
Can I eat that Derbyshire sauce?
It could have been worse. It could have been the name designed specifically to frustrate Americans. They could have called her Delia Worcestershire. That's a name.
Yeah, Worcestershire sauce.
Yeah, I gotta warn you.
Really pronounce that.
I get a little bit loopy when I haven't had any sleep. So
yeah, you just don't read the word. Just say Worcestershire. You know, otherwise you're like the Three Stooges saying Worcestershire.
Like Ron
why
Rainier
spell it
is
like
he's got a cousin called Bob Finier.
Bob.
That one didn't land, but
yeah. I don't know if I'm capable of landing right now. But Tomorrow People is another recommendation from Mr. Colin here. And is this the right picture? Is this that?
It's one of them. It's one of the early issues. The Tomorrow People, amongst other things, is the show that proved to me that I'm in no way racist, because my first crush was a female black school teacher in this one from season 2 almost. Yeah, that is it's one of the interesting cases. The basic premises for the story is that basically is that humans are reaching the next stage of evolution, and they break out is the phrase they use to become. They actually take their name from a David Bowie song. They refer themselves as Homo superior. But they don't tend to use that because they refer to Homo sapiens as saps, as Homo sapiens sapiens.
They should call themselves the Diamond Dogs.
So we have to go through all of this just so you can prove you're not racist?
Well, this theme sounds cool. I like the theme.
It's a familiar name.
Yeah, there is the Tomorrow People, but I was seeing different pictures there. That looks like something more modern.
The problem with
it's
that
our
is,
friend Dudley again.
Yeah, is that you've got the Tomorrow People. The original, this one is the Tomorrow People, the original from the 70s. What I was going to say was they actually, because of the premise of the show, they actually changed at least one cast member every year. They had, and there was a new cast member every year, and they changed cast. But yes.
Yeah, it's Dudley again.
Yeah, yes. The thing is, the Tomorrow People was remade about 20 years late in the mid 90s over here, and it is, I believe, it holds the record for the longest show that took the longest time to cross the pond, because you guys finally made a one series episode a few years ago, which was entirely an American take on the show.
Oh.
There is an American version of this, which I think lasted for one season. Lead star, interestingly, was the younger brother of the guy that played Arrow in the Arrowverse of Stephen Amell.
Yeah, when I look at those collars, tomorrow is not exactly what comes to mind.
This is
3 decades ago.
This is unbelievably 1970s, and there are sometimes I look back at it, I cringe, and it's a TV show I grew up with, and I think at how horribly camp it looks. But the theme tune, I think, goes with the opening credits. And
the theme tune I listened to. It is quite good. Yeah. It is quite good. And then we have our Thunderbirds. Now we're beyond people.
Wait, is this AI?
No.
No, it's CGI, and unfortunately, they decided to remake it. The original one is puppets, and it's so much.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just found one, and I went with this mostly because the others just seem to have individual characters, not a group. But when I looked at it, I was thinking, wait a minute, this looks a little different. So yeah, this is like a remake, huh?
Well, let's put it this way: if you want to know what Thunderbirds look like, Team America.
Or Captain Scarlet, in a way.
No, Team America was Thunderbirds.
Oh, Team America. That's where that clip that people keep using of puppets throwing up. That's from
that. and as far as I'm aware, the only puppet sex scene.
Oh,
but
gosh. Yes,
the whole thing. If you watch Team America is basically Thunderbirds, but instead of international rescue, it's a spy show, a spy military show.
Okay. But is it science fiction?
Oh God, yes.
Okay.
It was inspired by a real life event in the 60s, I think. There was a train disaster in Germany, I believe, and they had trouble getting people out, and that event inspired Jerry Anderson to come up with the idea of a high-tech organization which goes and saves people that no one else can save.
But these are basically Jerry Anderson creations again, Jerry and Sylvia, and Barry Gray, who was a longtime cohort of theirs, did the theme for Thunderbirds as well as Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons. Now, I did see the first episode of this, quite interesting, and yeah, the marionation is quite cool, but there's moments where you see their faces and it's like you're almost wanting it to emote, but it isn't. And you're like, what is it thinking?
Captain Scarlet is also it's not necessarily immediately obvious unless you know to look at it, but if you look at previous to Captain Scarlet shows side by side with Captain Scarlet, the technology had advanced so that for Captain Scarlet, the heads are actually the right size for the bodies. They were slightly too large from the other ones because they had to get the solenoids to open the mouths.
Mm-hmm.
The technology wasn't quite there to make the size they wanted to make them.
Oh, wow.
But the themes are quite good, folks. So I do have links in the description to them, and I just say Barry baby here, Barry Gray again. Who also did Space 1999, which we all know very well because we've done a few episodes of that. And, of course, once again, same composer doing UFO. So I'm wondering if we should have these compete with each other. Or should we spread these around the brackets so that...
No, I think kind with kind first, you know?
I don't know. They're all distinctly different shows, and I think they're like the best of the lot. So I don't really think they should all go head to head because.
Okay. Maybe we can mix everything around and all that. But the main thing I want to do today is get the list of the editions. And so far we have Prisoner and what is that? Star Trek animated series. And we have here.
Do you have the Logan's Run TV show?
Logan's Run TV show. No, I did not. So we call it Logan's Run TV show.
Yep.
I can't remember off the top of my head what the Planet of the Apes TV show theme tune
How
was.
many are we up to already?
I don't know.
I don't know, Mike. We're gonna
Yeah, I
be
was gonna
doing
say,
this tournament.
I mean, Steve Austin, the Bionic Man, the Bionic Woman. Is that sci-fi? I mean, I don't know.
I didn't include them yet.
Well, I wasn't suggesting that you did. I was just curious as to where the boundaries lie.
A guy who's 50% robotic who can run 60 miles an hour and jump 50 feet. Yeah, I think it's sci-fi.
So, but that was called the Bionic Man, or was it called?
Oh no, I opened up a can of worms.
Or was that called the $10 million Man or $8 million?
$6 million man.
The $6 million man and the Bionic Woman.
Right, 6.
Okay. 6.
So I didn't know if we were sticking to space.
Well, Captain Scarlet did a fair amount of time on Earth.
Yeah.
But I think when we actually do the tournament,
See where the boundary is. I mean, like Columbo, maybe. I don't know.
Mike, no.
Yeah.
He was
You
kind of
notice
out
they-
of this world.
They never put a number on the Bionic Woman because every time she went shopping, the price went up.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, there we go. We have our good old friends there at the UFO Straker Film Studios. Okay.
Remember that.
Harlington Straker. And then we have Buck Rogers in the 25th century. And
this wins on the basis of that cat suit alone.
Oh, now we're back.
We're
to
looking
7
at the
of 9.
music. It's to phobos some music.
Music by Stu Phillips, and the lyrics. There were lyrics in a version of it by the producer Glenn A. Larson.
That cat suit makes music in my pants.
Oh, it's when you get onto the first double episode. The first double episode with her and
So much for that PG rating.
I knew I had no chance of delivering that with a straight face.
Oh man, what do we have here? It's saying play video clip 10, and I'm trying to see. It says Brown quote.
Well, you're Captain Buck Rogers, and according to your ship's log, you left Earth in 1987.
That much I know. Tell me what I don't know.
Well, if preliminary data holds up, it appears you have returned to Earth 504 years later.
Okay.
That's a weird choice of sound at that moment. That's more like what influencers use when they bring on a product onto the camera. Brink. It's like, what about the ominous music? Burr, 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 burr. I don't know.
I wasn't
appropriate.
They were trying to maintain a light comedic tone with the show.
Was it also a comedy?
Not really, but it was definitely lighthearted.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I don't know the show, but that seems like a weird sound to use after you find out that everyone you know is gone.
Well, anybody goes, because if you look at it, you think about it, I mean, I noticed that look on Gil Gerard's face there. It worked. He's literally just been told he's 500 years in the future. And he just goes completely blank. But at the same time, there is still it's the type of, it's still a comedic look, possibly helped by the mute for the sound. But
yeah, and wait till you hear when he discovers space disco from the future. So.
Beady, 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 beady.
Oh no!
Yeah,
there was some stuff that happened.
What the Tomorrow People's 1970s.
Oh no! And keeping in theme, the same composers, Stu Phillips and Glenn Larson, were
For this series,
responsible for Battlestar Galactica as well. Now, we're just going to do the original series, right?
I don't know, I don't know either. So
The new one is more like a percussion medley. It's not melodic at all. It's but it's definitely cool and interesting.
you have to
but
include it.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry,
all,
Stephanos.
it's all drumming. Yeah, but there's definitely two very distinct sounds there.
Very, very martial, I think, if I remember right as well.
Yeah, Lawrence, you need to put both. They need to go head to head with each other.
Oh.
I know that I don't know either the original or the reboot, but I heard that the reboot was very good. Maybe we should include it.
So I'll say Battlestar Galactica new.
There'll be upset people out there if we don't include
Okay, so we have that included. So now this is what I have thus far. Are there any other additions?
Yeah, I have a list of 327 science fiction shows starting at about 1955. I think we're gonna have to cover them all.
Did you do any of the Stargate shows?
Oh yeah. No, I love the I love the original Battlestar. It's everything to me that like Voyager wasn't. It's anthemic. It's got a
by your command.
It's got a very orchestral sound and very hopeful and dun, 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 very adventurous.
Yeah, I do have the original theme there with a link to it. It's good stuff.
Gavin, does Red Dwarf, are we doing that?
Oh, I do have Red Dwarf. Yes.
But I don't. No, just it's definitely science fiction, and it's definitely a British comedy. But I don't really.
Yeah.
I don't think the theme song is really notable at all. But
I think it's the only one. It's the only off the top of my head, other than Enterprise, which is a song rather than a theme tune with voiceover or with words. If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think the song's called Space Fuck Ups.
Howard Goodall is the composer.
Kind of atmosphere we want to learn.
But he also did work on Black Adder and some of the other Mr. Bean stuff.
Blackadder's Christmas Carol is a science fiction show.
Yeah, so if you look at the other things he's done, these are all, quite silly British comedies. And, where Red Dwarf is quite beloved, but again, just in terms of a theme, yeah, I don't think it'll get very far.
But well, because it's a comedy, is it really sci-fi though?
I think it can be because there were some interesting concepts that were entertained in it.
Yeah, they live on a spaceship, and one of them's a robot, and the robot is the most normal of all the guys. So it's definitely science fiction. I think I get what Lays is saying, but yeah, I would say it's science fiction because the science fiction elements it's pretty much essential to large parts of the show.
Okay.
So it's not a comedy set in space. It is a comedy where the science fiction is specific to it.
Yeah, it's not a comedy set in space. It's a science fiction show that happens to be really funny.
Yeah.
Well, here's a little bit of a tidbit that I found.
What sort of music was popular in Victorian times? What were the genres? R&B, soul, rock?
One was the music hall.
Is music hall the first sort of music named after a building? And do you think that was a big influence on Acid House? So could you play some music hall for me now?
Right, well, there were lots of popular songs, and they liked certain sort of rhythms and vamps. So this was a very popular one, which would go like this. My old man said, follow the van, and don't dilly-dally on the way. That sort of rhythm was very popular.
So what?
Okay.
How was that?
It was a comedy. You could tell by her first question, but he's playing the straight man, and she's just fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that's
punk rock and just being angry without a guitar.
The lady's named Diane something, but I was going to say, do you actually know who that is?
That was Howard Goodall is the man.
No, the lady's
Philomena Kirk. Yeah.
Philomena Kunk.
Kunk?
Yeah, it's Kunk. Yeah.
I thought it was. Oh yeah, I knew it was a C, but I thought it was C-U-R-K, but it's Kunk.
Kirk is a safer word to say. She's absolutely hilarious, though. That was I'm laughing my ass off here.
The thing behind that was that the people generally, I think the people being interviewed generally sometimes didn't. I think most of the time they did know that it was that it wasn't that it was a comedy, but they were all told that they were. She did loads of those things, and the point was the interviewees treated it as if it was a serious question, which is why you see Howard Goodall's answers to that one.
Yeah, that's why. That's what makes it so funny.
Yeah. All of the interviews that she did, the whole series she did is like that. The people.
What was the name of the show that she did?
I think it was just called Philomena Kunk.
I Google that, I'll lose my internet access.
But lost mine a minute ago.
Well, actually, I did a search for Howard Goodall interview, and that's how I found it. I thought I'd get an interview of him, but
oh yeah, her last name is just one letter away from getting the shit slapped out of you. So.
Yep, it's very, very deliberately. I'm sure it's very deliberately chosen.
Yeah. All right. I guess it's a Welsh surname.
Oh, it says here. So Philomena Kunk is a fictional, ill-informed, and investigative journalist character played by actress and comedian Diane Morgan in a series of British mockumentary shows, including Kunk on Britain, Kunk on Earth, and Kunk on Life. The character created by Charlie Booker is known for her deadpan delivery, nonsensical questions, and hilariously clueless takes on history, science, and culture, often leaving experts completely bewildered.
She must be a damn good actress. Just about to, she must have practiced those exams, but I'm just about to get some of those questions out with a straight face.
I could finish it, but I don't know. So anyway, I think what I'll say is we'll wrap things up. I think what we should do is just see if there is any more inclusions than what we have. I believe, if I were to count how many that we have, it's going to be hard because Liza, could you see in the description, like how many links I have there?
Let me check.
I think we should add the Philomena Kunk show to our rotation.
I think we should add earworms.
I think I'm in love. Yeah.
Well, while Liza's counting.
What sort of music was popular in Victorian times? What were the genres? R&B, soul, rock?
One was the music hall.
Is music hall the first sort of music named after a building? And do you think that was a big influence on Acid House?
I can't move the bar ahead because the way I have these videos in, they're not. They don't have the timeline that you can move.
19 entries.
Okay, so with the ones that we've added today, we have 19.
One more to make it 20.
20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. We need one more to have 28 because we need to do them in groups of 4. YouTube does not do polls more than 4, but that would be 7 brackets of 4.
Well, why don't we cut some down?
I guess we could cut some down and we'll get us down to like 24 if we can.
Well, or 23 see, and then we'll add.
Yeah, alrighty. So how about, should we do that thing where we have the Star Treks go against each other?
I think so. I think that would be the most organized way to do it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's do that. I'm looking for where I can add a poll, start a poll, and I'll say best Star Trek theme. And we've done this before, so I have a feeling we know who's going to win here. We have the TOS. We have TNG. I'm going to do the abbreviations that everyone is familiar with. DS9 and V. There we go.
That's the point. V, but I can't remember the theme.
Oh, no. I don't remember what the theme was like myself.
Which one?
V.
Voyager.
No, V, the science fiction show V from the 80s with, oh man, what was that guy's? Mark Singer, yeah.
And
the
Michael
Beastmaster.
It must be science fiction because Michael Ironside was in it.
Ooh, we're getting results already, folks.
But,
whoa, and they're changing quickly. Woo.
V theme song. Actually, I think at the University of Miami, the composer of the V theme song actually visited us. He was also a film composer.
Oh, wow.
Did a lot of things. V theme song. Now, there was like different iterations of V, right?
Yeah, there was V. I think there was a mini. I don't know. I've got all the DVD some in here, but I think there was a mini series. Then the final battle was another mini series, and then there was a series which they cancelled after one season, I think.
Not looking like it's going to matter.
Oh yeah, this is actually pretty cool. I'm listening to the final battle right now.
That show had some really clever ideas. I keep having to remind myself, in fact, that there's a scene in that which is very similar to a scene in the first Avengers movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I keep having to remind myself, no, it's not. They're two completely different actors. Because you know the bit in the Avengers movie where Loki lands in Germany and he goes, "I am your god," and that old man gets up and says, "I've knelt people, like you before," or something like that. I can't remember exactly what he says, but that old man stands up, basically says, "We've knelt to people like you before here." And there's a similar scene in V where there's some kids are spray painting a poster.
Mm-hmm.
Again, an old man, obviously a World War II survivor, takes one by the hand and he holds him by the hand and he says, and he presses it, and he's the one that actually presses the paint down in two strokes, saying, "V, you understand, for victory." Very powerful scene, and it always reminds me of a similarly powerful scene for the same reason in the Avengers.
Yeah, but I was just listening to the theme there. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's got this triple feel in it. It's got a little bit of that Irish thing going on. So, yeah, it looks like the original series wins again, probably here. I don't think anything's going to change. So, by eliminating the Star Treks down to the original series, we now have 24. So we're all set for our tournament because 24 is perfect. That's 6 groups of 4. A bracket of 4.
So you're still leaving the other multi-series themes up, like Babylon 5 up?
No, I wasn't counting them as.
Oh, okay.
Or did I? Or Eliza, was that part of the 19? Was that all the individual Babylon 5 seasons?
I counted all the individual.
Oh,
loads
okay.
now.
So yeah, there's 5 there, and since I can't have a poll of 5,
I think I counted up after License, and I think I just counted the separate shows. I think there were 12 when that were separate shows rather than the different seasons.
Okay. So anyway, should we do the Babylon 5? We should select, which theme we want from Babylon 5 to compete, right?
I think so, to be fair. Otherwise, you're going to get 2, 3, 4 Babylon 5 things.
Well, we have 5 of them there. So season 1, should we consider seasons 2 and 3 to be basically the same?
Yes.
Yeah.
They are the same theme.
Okay, so it's a slightly...
Pretty much the same voiceover as well.
Well, they're all fairly the same. Okay, so we're going to end the poll there. We have the original series as the clear winner. I knew that was going to happen, but we wanted to still talk about it. So we have here a new poll going up for Babylon 5 seasons start poll. So we're going to say best.
Let's see.
5 theme. I'm going to put it in as season 1. Now, season 2 and 3 will be the same. Yeah, season 4 was different enough that it's its own thing. And then season 4 and 5.
Philomena is cracking me up. she's like, we'll journey all the way, the width and breadth of the country. We'll travel from the white cliffs of Dover to the Scottish Highlands of the Scottish Highlands. Oh.
So Mr. Phobos is watching something else while he's on stream.
No, I just clapped that little bit. I wanted to check out the theme song in case we needed it.
Theme song.
She's so stupid she could be science fiction. So.
She's so stupid she could be no.
Philomena. All right, so we do have a poll up, folks, to see who our contender will be from Babylon 5. And then what I'll need you to do, Liza, is if you can do the count again for me, but this time only count one of the Star Treks and one of the Babylon 5s, so that I can see that we have a number divisible by 4.
Or you could just subtract 7 from the previous count.
That would be it. That would be 12, yes. Then we have 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So we can't include V then.
Unless we go for another 4. This would never end with this, would it?
Well, if you think about it, we should have 24 rather than 20, because then there would be 3 on one side and 2 on the other.
Yeah.
3 brackets and 2 brackets doesn't quite work. So,
that's with Jerry Anderson. That's with Dudley Simpson.
We got V in there, and then let's see. So we need 3 more.
Stingray, if you haven't got it. Fireball XL5, if you haven't got it.
I haven't. I don't know. Fireball XL5.
I can remember. I'm bugging if I can remember the Supercar theme tune at all.
Well, I already included the Bionic Woman and $6 Million Man, so they're there. And Logan's Run TV show.
Lost in Space. Oh yes.
Lost in Space.
Oh yeah, of course you could. Yeah. Thank you, Robot. How can you not put Lost in Space in there?
Okay. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 with Lost in Space. We just need 2 more. I didn't put in your Fireball. Anybody? I don't. I'm not. I don't know that one. Is that?
It's not a Jerry Anderson one. It was Jerry. It was.
How many Jerry Andersons are we going to have, man? I guess we can do it. Fireball XL5.
I mean, it
was
is
the
a show.
fastest man, the fastest man alive. I fly around the universe in Fireball XL5.
Oh my goodness! It's like a drinking song theme.
Yeah, I think I've got a feeling that's like Stingray. Because
Yeah.
Stingray,
How about we go to a real science fiction show like Farscape?
yeah.
Or
Okay.
There's 3 different Stargates. I don't know.
Okay, how about which one has the best theme? We'll just put that one in, and that'll be the last. I mean, we got to end it at 24.
I think Stargate SG-1 is. I'll go with the OG. I think.
Okay, Stargate SG-1.
Yeah, Atlantis was like a lot like Voyager, so it pissed me off. So.
All right, so we have our group. We have our 24, and this episode will probably be in the new year because we got Mike's birthday bash next week, and then after that we have we're going to return to Babylon 5 a little bit. We got to do that. We got to do that, and then we'll have our tournament because these tournaments, I think they're just going to get too rambunctious. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
we need to give it
is like a 3-edged sword.
Your winner, my winner, and the winner.
I think the winner of tonight's tournament was Philomena Kirk. Or Kunk. Sorry.
Yeah, I had never heard of that show. It was absolutely wacky hilarity.
Okay, yeah. Stargate's in Robot. We're good. All right, so we basically season 1. Yeah, that season 1 will be the standard bearer for Babylon 5, the theme at least. Although there's some people like that 5th season. Yeah.
I would have thought it was a toss up between one.
No, there's 0 votes for.
Oh yeah, season 4. Yeah, season 4 was cool though. Yeah.
The reason for that being it's a non-musical one. It's the reason for that being that the alternating voices doing each line rather than the ones talk to them. So it's not strictly musical choice, but
I already got all the shows that we're doing. We got Stargate in, just made it in.
Okay.
So yeah, and Farscape, we got that, and Lost in Space, and V were added today, and then I'll just randomly put them in there. Well, yeah. I'll do some thinking in the brackets for next time.
Which Lost in Space? There's 3 themes.
3.
Yeah, there's 2 for the original show, and then there was the remake show that was ass. So you could probably ignore that theme. So. There's the dun 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 dun, and then there's the da 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 da
that one.
Awesome.
Those were.
I think we could let them be thought of as one. It's like
that works.
Just think of them as 2 parts of the same thing.
So you're telling me there's a black and white theme tune and a color theme tune?
Yeah, Philomena's interviewing an Undertaker. She's like, "How did dead people turn into boxes?" And the guy's just
I think she's interviewed some really I've got a sneaking suspicion she's interviewed Professor Brian Cox amongst other people. I think she's some really well known.
Yeah, I'm not sure the interviewees realize that she's taking the piss, and they are very confused.
I think some. If I remember right, I remember seeing or reading somewhere that some of them are let in on the secret and some aren't. I think.
Wow.
They want. I've seen someone saying they're told to play it safe. Sorry, told to play it straight.
Well, I think we're going to call it an evening. Next week, we'll have some great musicians on, and we'll be talking stuff there. I hope you all join us, and it'll be Mike's birthday, and there'll be some surprises.
Oh, yeah.
It's also the winter's solstice, so it's the first day of winter.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I think yes, let's call it a night. Thank you very much, Robot and Scott, of course, our chief mod there, keeping things real, and what do we call it? Yeah.
Eat my shorts.
They're having a heat wave up there in Wabasha. Mm-hmm. But let us
warmer up there than it is here.
I think before we go, we got to play this whole favorite. I decided to include this in my list. We've done this once before, but as we were paying attention to Star Trek tonight, I think we should go out on this.
This is William Shatner, and I would like to invite you to take a journey with me into the 21st century. So take the next few minutes and listen very closely. You'll be amazed at what you hear. Okay?
Can there be a little more excitement in the beginning?
I love it. Okay. All right.
It sounded like really laid, really super laid back.
Well, I'm saying, okay, I'll try and do that. Let's do take two. This is William Shatner, and I would like to invite you to take a journey with me into the 21st century. So take the next few minutes and listen very closely. Speak up. And maybe you better do it the way you hear it. Do it for me. No, I mean, just go ahead.
This is William Shatner, and I would like to invite you to take a journey with me into the 21st century. So take the next few minutes and listen very closely. You'll be amazed at what you hear.
Is that the way you'd like me to do it? Okay, ready. This is William Shatner, and I would like to invite you to take a journey with me into the 21st century. So take the next few minutes and listen very closely. You'll be amazed at what you hear. Okay, so I think that came pretty close.
Are you making fun of me?
No,
Just testing.
No, I believe that you asked that was about the way you did it. I wasn't jesting.
Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know.
No, I insist. Now, what I want you to do is is that satisfactory to you?
I don't know, maybe I should have just kept my mouth shut.
No, because if your mouth were open, you'd have popped some pills in them. So, do the next paragraph for me, page 2.
Well, I don't know. I really don't want to, because I think you actually have a much better feel.
No, I don't think I do. I would like to hear you read the second paragraph, so I can do it that way.
I really, now that I've looked at the different things you did, I really like the first one. But...
No, I like it better the way you did it.
Oh, geez.
Really, I mean it. Please read so I can get an idea of what you want. No, I'm going to do it the way you think it should go. No, I am going to do it the way you're reading it. Okay? I know you're here to see that I do it the way the company wants it, so I'm going to do it the way you read it.
Well, but I don't want you to do it.
But you're telling me how you want me to do it.
Well, I'm sorry.
No. I am going to do it your way. No, there's no apology necessary. You know what you want. You know what you want.
No, I don't. I
mean, you come in here and you don't know what you want?
Well, I come in here because I know you're a professional. I mean, and you know how to do it. And I'm sorry I even said anything.
No, I am going to do it the way you want. Every paragraph. And you'll send it back to town and you'll see whether, I hope it will please everybody else. As long as I'm pleasing you, that's all that matters.
Mr. Shatner, would you please, I don't feel right about doing that, I really.
Well, no, you felt you wanted something done on the first paragraph. I'm trying to do what you want. Okay, let's lay down the second paragraph.
Okay, Will.
That was, there's a word for that. It's called malicious compliance. I guess a term for that. Now, did he just make that, or was that a real? That wasn't
That's
a real.
my
Shatner.
question.
That's an outtake, I think, and somebody just made an animation for it.
Wow. How
So
do they
he
get a
really
hold of that?
like he really got up the pipe of the guy in the booth. Then.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. 'Cause,
Yeah.
man, he's like, okay, we're gonna do it your way, motherfucker, whether you like it or not, and you're gonna suck on it.
You could hear when he was laughing that, at that point, you should know. Don't ask him to do it over again. Just let him do it the way.
I mean, he didn't need to do it over again.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
They hired William Shatner because he's William Shatner and he's amazing.
Yeah,
Use
there's
some guy.
Have you seen those real videos of Orson Welles doing commercial reads where he's like fucking drunk off his ass, like barely, and he's doing ads for like, Parmesan and creamed corn and some kind of like they're hilarious. They're up on YouTube. They've been in various shorts on B-sides from time to time.
Mhm.
They are hilarious.
Alrighty, so we will be calling it a night now, folks. Thank you for joining us, and I don't know, my goodbyes tend to be long.
I
So
should have called it a night like
Night,
24
everybody.
freaking hours ago.
yeah, all right, all right. Here we go. Join us next week, please, and it'll be worth your while.
And finally, here are some completely gratuitous pictures of penises to annoy the censors and to hopefully spark some sort of controversy, which it seems the only way these days to get the jaded, video-sated public off their fucking asses and back in the sodding cinema.
Mm-hmm.